Hello and welcome. My guest on The Nation Wants to Know this week is a person who is getting into politics, but when you listen to him, sometimes he sounds like a poet, sometimes like a philosopher. I can only say at this point that people aren't quite getting what Kamal Haasan's politics is going to be like. First of all, welcome Kamal Haasan. And thank you for joining me on The Nation Wants to Know. Mr. Kamal Haasan, it's great to have you on the show. And it's my pleasure, sir. In fact, on my weekly debate show, it's your voice that the show starts with. So if there's any voice that's louder than mine, it is yours, right at the start of the debate. Many people don't know that.
Thank you.
Mr. Kamal Haasan, first of all, great to talk to you.
Thank you.
So you've been into, how is, this whole turn into becoming a politician? You told me you always have been into politics, but becoming a politician is something all new. You've been into one controversy after the other. I don't know how many of them you invited, but why is this happening to you? Why are you tumbling from one controversy to another?
It's probably because the focus is on me now as a politician, and hence it looks like it's a succession of controversies. But I have always spoken like this. It's nothing new. I'm being more careful nowadays after my new responsibilities.
Now, I've seen several politicians turn to politics, and they all call political compulsions. But the comment on Hindu terror that you made was many people felt, I also felt that night, I said it was out of line, and even for the most forgiving people, it was out of line. You wrote a column and you said that, quote, right wing cannot challenge anyone saying there are Hindu terrorists because their terror has spread into their camp as well. Union Minister Rajinakanth Singh said that you were trying to politicize this issue, and this was the problem, making comments for votes. A Hindu Makkal Kachi worker from Tanjore district filed a police complaint against you for defamation. Why did you make this Hindu terror remark?
The fact is that it was translated. I didn't make a remark leading to that, but the fact remains that I'm not stepping back and saying that I did not say anything similar to that. But translation from one language to another is a complicated business and sometimes dangerous also. So translation, bad translation, and quick translations might sometimes lead to this error. I was addressing people of Tamil Nadu in a Tamil language in a Tamil weekly magazine where I'm writing an article. And I've always spoken these kinds of thoughts out loud, but I've been very, very careful in what I'm talking about, what I'm addressing about, and why. In this particular case, I had used the word extremism, and people are saying there's no difference. Well, that's a difference of opinion about how you got educated in the language, so I'm not going to defend that. But the fact also, I'm not going to 1947 to prove my point about extremism creeping into a religious ideology, which is turned political. All politicians try to whip up support through rhetoric. I was not doing that. I was only indicating that it will not do good to a large group of people in India who call themselves Hindu to be indulging in any kind of violence or even be associated with that is not good. It's not dignified for them, and that is what my article spoke about.
Yeah,
and they cannot say that there's nothing like that happening in
interestingly,
India.
Mr. Kamal Haasan, even as the BJP and the RSS started protesting against you, CPM activists also came out and they started burning effigies of the RSS and the BJP. And they're saying that if you talk about Hindu terror, why don't you speak in the same breath as strongly, as loudly, as topically, and as often now about Islamic terror? They don't speak about Islamic terror as much now as you speak about Hindu terror.
We will.
Is that something
talk
got to do
about
with your political stance or the one you're likely?
The whole world is talking. No, I'm talking about the Indian situation. If you talk about the Islamic part of it, extremism in Islam, I'm once again using the word extremism because I want to be kind and to the larger populace who are not indulging in all these violences. So when you simply say Islam or Muslim or Hindu, it just affects a larger part of that demography who are not indulging in these things. It is a small group that indulges in this, which is not going to bring a great reputation to either of these religions. I'm not saying which is great or which is less. But if you want me to talk about
ISIS is not
extremism in Islam, the whole world. It is not India.
ISIS is not Islamic extremism.
But it could come to India.
ISIS is not extremism, it's terrorism. Yeah, ISIS has already come to India. ISIS operates in India.
Okay, let's
Why is
call
Kamal Haasan not talking about ISIS?
Yeah,
Why is Kamal Haasan not talking about Islamic terror? And one minute, let me allow me to just make my point, and I'll hand it over to you after that. My point to you is, my point on you is this, and I'm happy we are having an argument on this, is the fact of the matter is that when you try to compare Hindu terror, and this is my view, Mr. Kamal Haasan, that when you try to compare Hindu terror with Islamic terror, or Hindu extremism with Islamic extremism, first of all, I don't agree with extremism. You are trying to create an equivalence which does not exist. You cannot compare the Harkatul Mujahideen, the Jaish-e-Mohammed, the Lashkar-e-Toiba and the ISIS, right, with Hindu fundamentalists. You cannot. You cannot compare them to the Bajrang Dal. At a philosophical level you might, but these are organized terrorist groups as opposed to groups which are not organized terrorist groups, but they're antisocial elements. So what is extremism and what is terrorism, I'm sure you know about.
Yes.
Why are you trying to create an equivalence between the two which does not exist?
Yeah. No, I'm not finding, and you are trying to, because you asked me, why are you not talking about the other community? Well, let's talk about Christians, let's talk about Muslims, we can talk about all, but I'm talking about what could ail Tamil Nadu. I'm speaking from that point of view and going. My article was written in Tamil, and it can apply for the whole nation. But what I was saying, once again, I'll reiterate, since you don't read the language, I said it's creeping in to this fold also. And it is not becoming, and it's not going to bring them great reputation. This is my comment. It is not my point to prove that these are violent ones. I abhor violence, whatever community or religion it belongs to. I mean, violence is quite old-fashioned.
But you know, Mr. Kamal Haasan, now the difference is that now you're a politician, as a full-time politician now, going into politics, potential, clearly stated, wanting to be Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. So you're not even on the edges like Rajinikanth, your friend Rajinikanth, who's constantly on the edges. He hasn't quite made the move. You're there, you're in the middle. I'm happy that Rajinikanth brought a smile to your face there. We'll talk about Rajinikanth later, but everything you say now, everything you say, Mr. Kamal Haasan, will be analyzed like you analyze the words of every major politician. So here are some cynical questions from my side to you.
Gee.
I would ask you, not speaking to Kamal Haasan the actor, but
Please.
Speaking to Kamal Haasan the politician, I would ask you that if he says, he being Kamal Haasan, if he says he said extremism, not terrorism, and you clarified that your words were misinterpreted by the media, and you said I have to ensure that the remarks I make about Hindus do not offend the Hindus in my own family. Very sensitive comment. 3 follow-up questions from it.
Yeah.
Was this or was this not an afterthought to assuage your potential Hindu vote bank? Question number 2, did you change track? Did you realize it was a mistake?
Okay.
Question number 3, even more cynical. Let me go. This is the way I ask politicians the questions. Kamal Haasan, I'm your greatest fan. From Ek Juzre Ke Liye till now, I've watched every film of yours. But right now, I'm not talking to the superstar I'm the fan of. I'm talking to a politician. So to the politician,
that's a different sphere.
Was this an attempt by Kamal Haasan, the politician, to first... Yeah, I know that. Was this an attempt by Kamal Haasan to first communalize and then appease?
No. Right from the beginning, I was trying to appeal, not appease, to the larger demography in this country to behave their size and show that magnanimity. They, as a demography, are large. They are the largest group of people, the Hindus as they're calling themselves. And they must exhibit and show a heart to match their size. And that's what I was trying to say. And I will say it again. And this is not appeasing
You're saying
afterwards. I'm still saying it because I come from a Hindu family. I don't even accept the word Hindu because it's a convenient umbrella that the British coined to generally bring all the pantheons of gods and beliefs in India into one sector for administrative convenience. Neither the Veda nor the Tamil holy scriptures talk about any sect called Hindus.
Well, I'll leave that argument aside because if you are going to say that Hinduism or the concept of Hinduism in a sense is a political phenomenon created by the British, I strongly disagree with you on it. I think that it's far more rooted in the Vedic tradition.
No,
but we'll get into that another time. The fact of the matter is, I would say you're being cynical there. But Mr. Haasan, the fact of the matter is that when we read your Hindu terror remark, with cozying up to Mamata Banerjee, now you're becoming friends with Mamata Banerjee, you're visiting her, this interview is being done from Kolkata, there seems to be, or the perception seems to be, that there is a strong anti-Hindu element to your politics. Is it safe to say that Kamal Haasan's politics will be rooted more in minority appeasement than anything else? Is that going to be the pattern?
No. It is, I think people are finding it difficult that a guy is neither leaning to the right nor to the left, but is willing to have a conversation with both of them, but would and will stay the center path. They think there's nothing like that exists in politics. I beg to disagree. There is a place which is the center, and people want to be there. The majority want to be there. And because I think the upliftment of the nation will happen from equipoise, not leaning to either side dramatically.
Are they trying to box you in? Are you feeling boxed in? Is there an attempt to, because you're constantly saying this now and then I'm hearing you there, that you're being seen to be anti-BJP, essentially. You're being positioned as anti-BJP. Your politics is anti-BJP. Everyone you've met, since you've gone into politics more recently in an active way, CPM, Mamata, everyone you're meeting is anti-BJP. So you become the sort of the mascot of the anti-BJP elements. You can't disagree. How can you be the face of the anti-BJP elements and then say you're going to be centrist? You're not going to be centrist. You're going to be anti-BJP as an anti-right.
No, I hate to reveal my plans, but it so happened that Mamataji had called me many years back.
The nation wants to know.
To the film
Mr.
festival.
Haasan,
it's a regular.
The nation wants to know.
It's a regular habit. Oh, I'm telling the nation. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk to the nation. I'm telling you that my next meeting might surprise you with whom I might talk. It is not about a stance against any government. There are no untouchables in my politics nor in my life, in my social demeanor. There are no untouchables. But what I'll keep constantly touching is any element that impedes the progress of Tamil Nadu and the nation. And that's what I'm doing now. And it is possible to stay in the middle. The next person I meet might change your view. Then the other side might start shouting. They might even say that I'm changing color. I'm not. I'm just trying to absorb as much as I can. And Mamataji was by invitation that I came here. The others were by choice. I met Pinarayi Vijayan. I am to meet Mr. Chandrababu Naidu. I've asked for an appointment. I'll meet Mr. KCR because I'm trying to understand how to coexist and still make Tamil Nadu a great place. Play the politics, but not to appease any party, not even the people, but to take it in the right path that will be towards progress for my people.
Are you going to meet Mr. Modi?
Of course, if he has the time, I will. I have also sent a letter to him. I mean, I don't have to reveal all this, but these are things that are happening. And since the letter is an open letter,
you've sent a letter to the Prime Minister to meet him?
If he has the time, yes. And this is regarding something else because I wanted him to honor me with something. That letter was about that. And it would mean that I will have to meet him when he finds the time, because he has more important things to do.
But then are you worried that if you meet Mr. Modi, you're going to be seen to be moving on the other side? Which you will be, of course. Politics is about perception. Kamal Haasan, politics is about perception.
Yeah,
it is about perception.
Yeah, my perception and what my party would perceive to be the right path to choose is the only perception that I would like to explain to people. Other people's perceptions are bound to change because they are looking at me through their.
You've taken the plunge. Rajinikanth hasn't
so
taken
all
the
best.
plunge. Why is he not taking the plunge in your view?
That's a personal choice. In my view, I think he is also preparing, and he should. And if he is going to be announcing, all the best.
Why do you think Mr. Modi met Mr. Karunanidhi? It was a very, very important meeting. Took a lot of people by surprise, had a lot of political overtones to it, obviously.
If you are...
They're going to say it's personal, but it had a lot of political overtones to it. Did you feel at that point of time that, what would your own position be? Because there has been the whole discussion on what your relationship with the DMK will be. There's been a discussion on whether you'll be subsumed by a political party or form a political party of your own. Whether you're going to be a satellite to a political party or get into a joint venture with someone or have your own political party. Now, Mr. Kamal Haasan, I request you to use the opportunity of the Nation Wants to Know interview to tell the people clearly whether A, you'll be forming your own political party by its own name, which will be completely independent, and what its association with the DMK, specifically the DMK, is going to be.
The kind of reactions that I'm getting from just voicing the path that I might be taking. It's not a precise roadmap that I'm giving. This mere voicing, a sampling of mine gets strong reactions. It is indicative of the fact that I cannot become a satellite of any existing party because I'm talking about a new political philosophy. As you said, I sound like a philosopher and sometimes a poet. I think sometimes a dreamer, according to some people. But dreams are where inventions are made, and inventions then become way of life. I believe in it, and I've seen it happen over and over and again in science and in politics and in social experiments. I think it will be a separate party, and I want it to be a separate party. Who will then work with me because they think alike or somewhat similarly is another situation altogether. But for you and for the nation to hear, I say it will be a party and we're working on it and we'll announce it, not set for a release date, but when we are ready, and we are moving towards it at a great pace. But I don't want to fumble or stumble in the process of trying to meet a deadline. I know that everything has to be done in time.
Are you racing with the thought of Rajinikanth on the other side? Because the news has been that on the 12th of December, which is Rajinikanth's birthday, he could launch his own political party. So is that your deadline somewhere?
No, that's not mean. I'm trying to create a digital platform for my party to speak to the people, not to be mistaken with an app. That's only one contour, one part of the whole larger plan. I'm looking at a digital platform to communicate with people, and there is a whistleblowing platform that we are building, and it's a large plan. And my
question is on Rajinikanth.
Beta testing will start soon.
My question is on Rajinikanth. Do you think?
Yes.
You've taken the plunge. Rajinikanth hasn't taken
all
the
best
plunge. Why is he not taking the plunge in your view?
That's a personal choice. In my view, I think he is also preparing, and he should. And if he is going to be announcing, all the best, and all the more strength to him, because there are 2,000 parties. I'm trying to make one more 2,000 plus parties in India. I'm trying to make a new one. So is he. And he should. And his philosophy and mine need not be similar. And we'll work together if there is an opportunity. If not, we'll work for the people.
Rajinikanth said last month. No, Rajinikanth said last month, there is something more needed to be successful in politics and only the public knows what it is. Certainly, I don't know that. I think Kamal Haasan knows it. And then you tweeted saying, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, and then you win. Gandhiji, his words impart strength we need now. Was this camaraderie with another actor turning politician, or was this a thinly veiled attack at a potential future competitor? Please, sir, give me a direct reply on this one.
No. Direct reply is that he has not yet indicated whether he's a competitor or a co-worker in building a nation. So I don't know. It's too much of a knee-jerk reaction to retort for a comment which didn't actually mean insult. It was a friendly repartee. We do that every time. Now people are watching, as you said, every word. They cling on to every word that both of us are speaking. And we, as people, stayed for nearly 40 years in a very competitive industry, and we've set an example as to how competitors should behave with great dignity and camaraderie. And we've proven it there, and I have a feeling that we will be able to prove it in this sphere also, the political sphere.
Do you think Rajinikanth, to keep his independence, should have his own political party or tie up with a party like the BJP or any other party? Should he retain his own identity like you are trying to retain your own identity, or should he have his own party? What would you say to him? What would you think is the best way for him? Because he's going to come into politics.
No, even if I have a comment, I don't think it'll be fair to tell the nation or Mr. Arnab. I'll have to tell it directly to Mr. Rajini. And that'll be fair. And especially as good friends that we have been, if I have... No, I wouldn't share it with you, Arnab. Sorry, not on television, because it might be useful and might be a strategy.
Oh, interesting. Can you both come together? Just asking. Can you both come together and work together? That would be absolute tsunami, right? Because you are fighting very entrenched parties, the ADMK, DMK. They have a political party structure. Both of you are very popular, very passionate individuals, you know, with a little bit of an ideological difference, but you have a lot of similarity in common. Why can't you come together? There were actually reports that at one point of time, both of you were talking, both of you were considering, both of you were confabulating. There were people in between, I'm not naming them, who were playing a role in getting both of you interested in politics. So some people say that the possibility of them actually working together cannot be ruled out in the future. That would be a tsunami in Tamil Nadu politics. Why not? For a larger cause, why not?
Yes, why not? That's my thing. But the same advisors who would say be together, there'll be an equal amount of group who wants to see this as a boxing match or a football match. And they've been used to it in cinema, where even though we didn't pitch ourselves as opposites, the people always enjoyed it that way, the fans, and they would still want to go the direction. But this is far, far beyond all these kind of petty competitions. This is about building a nation. And it is like usually when politicians, when they lose the election, they say that I bow to the will of the people. So the will of the people you accept not only when you lose, when you're endeavoring to succeed, you still must listen to the will of the people. And that will is about progress. They want progress. And they will use anyone, any politician, as a tool. They are fed up of having leaders. They're looking for CEOs.
So I ask you again, can you work together? And you said, why not?
That's what.
No, can you work together? Can you work together? Can you work together? Can both of you work together under one political party or one political group? Can you work together?
I don't know. Depends on what his manifesto is. I've still not come out with my manifesto. If it matches, there's going to be no problem, even if it doesn't match. We can set our lines and peripheries and work within the parameters that we believe will not exceed some of our discipline and principles.
Mr. Kamal Haasan, moving on from your recent Hindu terror remark, I want to talk about another remark. Use the opportunity to clarify it. It hurt many people. It was you who on 26 January 2016, you made your debut on... Sir, on 26 January 2016, you made your debut on Twitter by sharing a video of you singing the national anthem and writing. And you wrote, India's freedom struggle remains unique even today. Respecting it is the only way to keep it and set new world standards. Fantastic. Fantastic statement. And then, 637 days later, on the 24th of October 2017, Mr. Kamal Haasan, you tweeted, do not force or test my patriotism at various random places. This was also in the context of the national anthem controversy. And I told myself, well, these are two different statements made by one individual. Yes. Firstly, what is a random place? Is it a school? Is a school a random place? Is 52 seconds ahead of watching a movie saluting a country a random place? What do you mean by random places and why did you make that remark?
Random place is a movie theater. Random place is a beach or a park where people come there to sit down and have a picnic and have a drink or something like that. Most people come to cinema after a pizza, probably a drink, and sit there. And I meant random places like in a bar, like in a restaurant where they come to eat. You don't have to test their thing. It's not a spot check. And let me tell you, I'm not sort of beating my chest about it. It's something personal. And when Shruti and Akshara were children, it used to rain in August, and I remember that we used to stand in rain, hoist a flag in our house and sing our national anthem. Then they grew up and they went to various places, various countries, states in India, so we couldn't get together to do it again. So I stopped doing it when there was rain because the flag didn't look magnanimous as it should. And I thought, why have a wet flag and sing at it? We'll do it at any other time. It need not be August 15th if it is raining. If it isn't, then it's fine. That's the kind of man I am. If you see an old film of mine, I have reacted very badly, exactly the same way as I tweeted as many number of days after the Republic Day tweet. I react very violently to a man who doesn't respect the national anthem in a film. Of course, it's a movie. And I was 19 at that time. I believed in it. I expressed my criticism very violently, but I've changed over time as a man. The same views I hold, but I say it with more compassion. And that's what I did in both the tweets.
No, but Mr. Kamal Haasan, two counters to you. Why does standing up, first of all, your comparison to a park and a bar and a beach are attempts at hyping it. I was talking about a movie hall, which is not a park, a bar, or a beach. It's a public place. It's 52 seconds. Why should standing up for 52 seconds in a movie theater be considered a test? It is a matter of pride for every Indian, especially for someone like you. Question number two, does this make your politics more relatable to the anti-BJP forces? Does this make your politics more relatable to the anti-BJP forces? Are you doing it more for appeal than for conviction?
No, you're mistaking me for the man who refuses to stand up for it. I'm not saying that. I will stand up. But I hate to see other people who don't stand up. I'll pick up a fight with them. I don't want that. So these kind of dichotomy within my group. And cinema is an entertainment. Then we should do it every time in Parliament, every time in anywhere the people meet, even for small bank meetings. We must insist that before corporate meetings, they should play the national anthem. But should we? I think they must choose the time, and the nation already has fantastic occasions. When the army meets, when the PM addresses us on August 15th, it's so colorful, so beautiful to watch it, and I will stand up for it. Some countries like Singapore play their national anthem at the end of the day's television broadcast. Even that, because everybody is lying down and watching it with a drink inside them. I somehow feel that we shouldn't do that. But we can, if you still insist that it should be inculcated in children and people, you can find austere, somber occasions to do it. Not frivolous places like cinema. Am I calling cinema frivolous? It's not an essential service. So when they are going there to entertain themselves,
yeah, it's not,
suddenly putting, and they might not be in a mindset.
Again, polite disagreement. I would say what's wrong with paying tribute to your country every day, every moment, every second. But that's a difference of perspective. But, Mr. Kamal Haasan, your biggest U-turn, and the nation does want to know about this, is your U-turn on demonetization. In the immediate aftermath of the note ban, you said, I salute Mr. Narendra Modi. I salute Mr. Narendra Modi. This move has to be celebrated across party lines, most importantly by earnest taxpayers.
Yes.
And then, on the 18th of October, you did the classical Neta U-turn. You said you were duty-bound to apologize for supporting the note ban, and you said if the Prime Minister has accepted the mistake without being obstinate, another salam from me is waiting for him. Come on, Mr. Kamal Haasan. Come on, Mr. Kamal Haasan. You agree to something in principle because you feel it's good, and then you say you change it linked to your political ambitions. That seems very, very scripted to me. There is, it's a complete scripting of the tale to suit your political line.
Now, what is my political line except to do away with the black money, which is a part of building a nation? And I still believe it's not a bad idea, but how was it executed? That's where the critics are shouting at it. So let's change it. An idea, if it is good, is good. If Swachh Bharat is a good idea, it's a good idea. I'm part of it, and I'm still working on it. And if it is executed not well, and people complain about it, let's listen to the criticism and change it, but not totally destroy an idea. It's a good idea. We must do away with black money. If they think this is not the way to do it, we'll find another way. I'm very sure that the PM and the think tank can come up with another idea, or even resculpt this idea. That's what I was talking about. It is not pulling down the whole idea. I still believe we should do that.
Okay, two quick questions. One, a quip. In a movie, which as you said is not an essential service, though I must say to a lot of people in Tamil Nadu and across the country watching some of your films and Rajinikanth's films, is an essential service for them. Mr. Kamal Haasan, in movies, a villain and a hero fight. Two heroes don't fight. Now, you are putting the people of Tamil Nadu in a situation where two heroes are about to fight. What kind of a movie are you writing or taking part in?
It could be anything, Prisoner of Zenda or Tale of Two Cities. It could be anything, but I'm not talking about fighting at all.
After you spoke about corruption in the current Tamil Nadu state government, Chief Minister Palaniswamy said this, and this is my last penultimate question. I know you have a flight to take. He said he is into acting.
Yeah.
Kamal Haasan does not know anything about politics. He only is into acting. After he comes into politics and says such things, I and we will give him a proper response. Now, you've seen violence against you in the past. On one of our previous interviews, you were attacked after, during Vishwarupam, and I came out in your support at that time. Aren't you having some concerns about becoming a full-time politician? Is there a fear that so many people who have nursed grudges against you, don't like you, will go against you? That, as an artist, you have a liberty which you will not have as a politician. And second, last question, where are you going to get the money from? Where is the funding for Kamal Haasan's big political venture? Tamil Nadu politics is very expensive. Where is the money going to come from?
I've answered this before, but since it's to the nation that I'm talking, I can clearly explain where the money is going to come from. When people, corrupt, avaricious, or bumbling politicians empty the coffers and leave the coffers empty, with the people to fend for themselves, with a new government who is confronted by these empty coffers. Who do you think fills those coffers? It's not the billionaires, multi-billionaires who don't even pay their taxes. It's a common man who refills the coffers and starts the wheel rolling again. And that is the place where I'll go for money. It's been done before, and it can be done again.
I have no doubt. I have no doubt that it can be done. And though I disagree with you on some issues of your statements and your politics, I have deep personal regard for you. I think you are a thinking man and you are a refreshing person to enter politics. I wish you all the best, Mr. Kamal Haasan, and I look forward to remaining in touch and for taking the time out on your busy schedule and joining us on The Nation Wants to Know. Thank you, Mr. Kamal Haasan. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, and we will agree to disagree whenever it's necessary, not all the time. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Bye. Namaste.